The story begins with Fudou, commonly known as Red Gelato, the captain of the freezing Sentai Gelato 5, is on a date with his girlfriend supervillain Desumi while his teammates fight her troops. When Blue Gelato discovers them, Fudou and Desumi engage in combat with her, but they resume their romance when Blue leaves. Fudou recalls that a week before, the Gelato 5 Fudou as red, Haru as pink, Hayato as blue, Misaki as yellow, and Daigo as green as they learned of a new villain known as the Reaper Princess, a member of the villainous group Secret Society Gekko. However, Culverian Bear, a Gekko member, and his army were later defeated. During the battle, Fudou faced Desumi alone, and he was charmed by her. Back at headquarters, Fudou confides to Professor Big Gelato that he is in love with someone who encourages him to declare his feelings as soon as possible. Fudou took his suggestion seriously, and when he brought Desumi to an abandoned warehouse, he expressed his love for her, which surprised her at first, but then she accepted his love happily. Back at the present, they promise to keep their secret hidden as they are forced to fight once more as Yellow appears. Desumi and other Gekko members fight the Gelato 5 in a shipyard where Desumi demands Fudou take her on a proper date. While anxious Fudou is researching date ideas, drunken Jinji enters and advises him to do things they will both appreciate. He brings Desumi to the gym the next day as the date, and after, Jinji phones Fudou and advises him to disregard her drunken advice. Disgusted, he believes he has disappointed Desumi and sets out to find her. Desumi assures him that she is happy being with him. When they are about to kiss in emotion, they get summoned back into activity. Desumi's cat, Helko, later recalls how lonely Desumi was before her relationship with Fudou and will make Fudou pay if he harms Desumi. Fudou misses Desumi after weeks of silence from Gekko, and then he promptly embarks on a suicide expedition to enter Gekko's base, leaving Big Gelato and Jinji frightened for him. Desumi, who is also lonely, discovers him in a vent in Gekko's stronghold and cheerfully plays card games with him. They are nearly spotted by Culverian Bear, forcing them to hide in a small locker. Fudou inadvertently irritates Desumi, who punches him out of the locker in humiliation. He collides with Culverian Bear, triggering his new armaments, which burst spectacularly and demolish the base, leaving Jinji and Big Gelato to believe Fudou has completed his objective. The following day, Gekko Supreme Leader Bosslar meets with Desumi and the other villains, stating that their plan of capturing people's bad emotions and turning them into monsters is starting to emerge. Desumi suggests an amusement park as a suitable location for an attack and meets Fudou there. A battle erupts, and as the Gelato 5 cope with the Gekko army, Fudou and Desumi spend time together on the attractions. As the Gelato 5 depart, Arasugawa comes upon a photograph of a roller coaster in which Fudou appears alongside a girl. Desumi and Fudou are regular students outside of their duties. Desumi is unhappy when she sees Fudou and Arasugawa in a cafe, while Arasugawa wants to discuss the photo but is confident Fudou is not dating anyone. They are soon summoned into action and Desumi battles Fudou brutally. Taking him aside, she admits that even though she knows he is not cheating on her, she's still envious. As a result, Fudou reassures her. They are taken aback when Arasugawa discloses that she overheard the entire discussion. Later that night, Arasugawa confronts Desumi in a battle, but she easily defeats him. Desumi questions her when she wakes up from being unconscious from the last battle as to why she did not reveal them. Arasugawa admits that she joined the Gelato 5 because she loves Fudou and was motivated in the past by Desumi, who protected her from bullying at school. She didn't want to ruin their happiness because she felt so much for them. They sadly embrace, and as they walk back, Arasugawa humorously tells Desumi that she is not cautious, she will steal Fudou for herself. Following a meeting with Bosslar, Desumi learns from a fellow villain, Steel Princess, that despite her repulsive exterior, she has fallen in love. Desumi quickly agrees to assist and attempts to teach Steel about femininity, along with a reluctant Beast Princess. Desumi and Beast approach Steel's dressing area, where Desumi manages to encourage Steel to be herself and accept her feelings after dodging her anguish-driven strikes. Steel, who has fallen in love with Culverian Bear, while crying removes her armor and gains the strength to reveal her feelings to Culverian Bear. Later, Fudou was admitted to the hospital after suffering from acute appendicitis. Desumi visits Fudou in the hospital and, much to his surprise, manages to feed him. Before they kiss, Fudou's mother enters and takes Desumi away to a volleyball game. Fudou's mother gives Desumi his baby photographs after the game and asks her to look after him. Desumi is picked for a promotion that entails her being united with a gorilla, according to Bosslar. That night, her family calls her and her father expresses his pride in her promotion. Urami, her general modest little sister, tells Desumi that she regards Gekko as her idol and hopes to join him someday. However, Desumi does not want to have a promotion, turns down the opportunity. Desumi later joins the Gelato 5 for dinner, where Jingji thanks Desumi for helping Fudou become a better man. On the train ride back, Daigo intently examines a photograph of Desumi and Fudou. Daigo gasps when he learns Desumi's name, as she was her old fellow, yet Daigo declares his wish to join Desumi in the Gelato 5. During an outing, Fudou introduces Desumi to Daigo, and while she is pleased to see him again, she declines his offer. Daigo convinces her that if he wins, she will quit Fudou and join the Gelato 5, motivating Desumi to beat him immediately. Desumi walks home, uneasy that the Gelato 5 is already unaware of the romance, and tells Fudou to remain vigilant. Unbeknownst to them, a mysterious girl is filming them. Fudou receives a photograph of himself and Desumi while Desumi is bullied at school by a girl named Hojo. Fudou encounters the mysterious giver of the image that night, who turns out to be Hojo. She attempts to kiss Fudou's hand after falling in love with him, but she flees away in embarrassment. Hojo was later identified as the masked Heat Princess. Fudou subsequently offers to educate Arasuagawa, and Desumi joins them. They study in Desumi's room, and once Arasuagawa leaves, Fudou tells Desumi that he wants to be a teacher, while Desumi wants to learn alongside him. Desumi's father arrives unexpectedly, interrupting their moment. Desumi's father, a veteran Gekko soldier, criticizes her for turning down the promotion, while Urami silences Fudou when he comes to her defense. Desumi's father informs her that after high school, she must devote herself to Gekko, but Fudou tells him that she wants to attend university. Desumi's father approves of Fudou after praising his ability to overcome spectacularly. He then walks away, willing to put the subject on hold. Some thugs approach Urami in the presence, but Desumi deals with them heroically. Urami accepts Desumi as she is now, but continues to dislike Fudou. Desumi informs Fudou about her high school's culture festival, which includes a Kokute Moon event that is claimed to produce everlasting relationships from those who have their photos shot on it. Desumi and Fudou meet in a creepy house, but their moment is shattered by Beast. They begin to lose hope with only 5 minutes remaining. After much effort, they eventually get their picture taken, promising to live long enough to see their relationship accepted by everyone. The Quiet Judgment Princess avoids social engagements at all costs. As a result, Desumi dupes her into going to a sleepover with the other princesses in her room. Desumi subsequently gets a cold and is cared for by the Blood Princess. Beast comes to her aid as she tells Steel how blood brainwashes her patients into acting like babies. Desumi is in this situation when Fudou infiltrates the school. He reads her his book, which brings her back to normal. Meanwhile, Blood kidnaps Beast and Steel and treats them like kids. Fudou informs Desumi that he has been contracted to feature in a wedding commercial featuring a cake-cutting scene with a famous idol. Bosslar also shows off the Ultimate Phantom, a creature made of negative energy. The Phantom grows far too powerful as it absorbs the powers of everyone it consumes. The Phantom is then defeated by the remainder of Gelato 5, Beast, and Steel. Desumi then assists him in holding the Claymore, and the two of them successfully slice the Phantom. After that, it all ends when the Phantom is demoted to a baby, and Desumi fights Fudou once more to maintain their masquerade when they are interviewed, promising to see each other again.